Betrayal. It's a word that gets thrown around a lot. But in Khaled Hosseini's The Kite Runner, it's the absolute heart of the story. And today, we're going to break down the one single, calculated act of betrayal that kicks off a lifetime of regret.
You know, this thought right here, this isn't just a passing idea for our main character, Amir. This is the boiling point of all his guilt, his jealousy, his cowardice. It's the one thought that triggers an act that is going to follow him, and I mean haunt him, for the rest of his life.
So, let's talk about these gifts of guilt. See, this betrayal, it doesn't just come out of nowhere. It's actually born from the morning after Amir's 13th birthday party, which, honestly, felt more like a lie than a celebration. A lie buried under a mountain of presents he never even wanted.
So are they presents, or are they poison? For Amir, these gifts aren't treasures, they're evidence. Evidence of what, you ask? Well, every single box he opens just feels like another reminder of his victory in the kite tournament. A victory he only won because he let something terrible happen to his best friend, Hassan.
I mean, just look at this stuff. A Polaroid camera, an electric train, a brand new Schwinn Stingray bike. This is every kid's dream. But Amir, he just throws it all in a corner. He literally calls it blood money because he knows deep down that his father, Baba, is only celebrating him this much because he won. And since the victory feels like a lie, all these rewards, they just feel like poison.
Okay, so amidst all this so-called blood money, there is one exception. The only gift that Amir actually holds on to is a simple leather-bound notebook from Rahim Khan, his dad's best friend. And why this one? Well, because it's the only gift that actually sees him. Not Amir the kite champion, but Amir the writer. It's the only thing that feels real. Now, all this inner turmoil, this feeling of not being able to even look at himself in the mirror, it pushes Amir to a really dark place. He comes up with a plan. A truly terrible, calculated plan that he thinks is the only way out. The only way to remove the source of his guilt, Hassan. And let's be clear, this was no crime of passion. Look at the steps here. This is cold, it's methodical, he waits for the perfect time, grabs the watch and the cash, the blood money, and he carefully plants the evidence. Then, he walks right to his father to tell the lie that he hopes will solve all his problems. So this brings us to the climax of the whole scheme. Right there in Baba's study. The trap is all set, the accusation is hanging in the air, and Hassan, well, Hassan is about to make a choice that will change both of their lives forever.
You can just feel the tension in that room, can't you? Baba, the man who is the moral compass of their entire world, asks the question, point blank, and everything, absolutely everything, hangs on Hassan's answer. And we all know Hassan never lies.
And there it is. One word. Yes, it's a lie. Hassan, the most truthful person in the entire book, lies. He does it to protect Amir, the same boy who just stood there and watched him get hurt. In this one moment, Hassan sacrifices everything for him. And this right here, this just shows you the huge, gaping canyon between these two boys. For Hassan, that yes is the ultimate act of loyalty. It's him rescuing Amir one last time. But for Amir, it's just relief. He's actually glad it's going to be over. He thinks he's getting a clean slate, and he doesn't seem to care what it costs his friend. But then, the whole plan just backfires. See, Amir thought Baba would explode. He thought he'd scream and kick Hassan out of the house. But what happens instead is so completely out of left field, it basically shatters everything Amir thought he knew about his father. Baba forgives him. Just like that. This is the man who taught Amir his whole life that the only real sin is theft. And he forgives him on the spot. Amir is just floored, and you can see the wheels turning in his head. If Baba can forgive this, the one unforgivable sin, then why couldn't he ever forgive Amir for just not being the son he wanted? So this is where it all falls apart for Amir. His own father is going against the one moral rule he drilled into his son's head. He's choosing loyalty over his own principles. And that's a level of complexity that Amir is just not ready for. But it's Ali, Hassan's father, who makes the final call. With this quiet dignity, he just cuts through all the drama. He knows what really happened. He refuses Baba's forgiveness because he knows it's meaningless. They simply cannot live in that house anymore. And then, Baba does something Amir has never seen him do before.
He cries. He actually begs Ali to stay. This powerful, imposing man is pleading, revealing just how deep his bond with Ali and Hassan really is. A bond that Amir just completely destroyed.
And that brings us to the final act of this whole tragedy, the departure. The moment is so sad, so heavy, that it feels like the sky itself is breaking right over their heads. You have to understand, it almost never rains in Kabul in the summer. But on this day, a storm just rolls in. The sky turns this awful iron gray, and the rain starts pouring down. It's like the world itself is weeping for what's been lost.
And these are the snapshots that are going to be burned into Amir's brain for decades. His powerful father just standing there in the rain, totally defeated. Hassan leaving his whole childhood behind. And that last blurry image of his friend in the car, the boy whose first word was Amir, gone.
Even at the very end, Amir is just a bystander to the chaos he created. He thinks to himself that if this were a movie, he'd be running after the car, they'd hug in the rain, but life isn't a movie, he's just frozen, paralyzed, and he just lets them drive away.
Which leaves us all with this one big question, right? Amir got exactly what he thought he wanted. He got a life where he didn't have to look at Hassan every day and be reminded of his own cowardice. But as this whole horrible episode shows us, a clean slate that's built on someone else's pain, well, it's never really clean at all, is it? It's just trading one prison for another.